A very warm good afternoon to all of you out there. Hello everyone. Am I audible? Just give me a high five if you can hear me all right. Okay, so without any further ado, let us start the session today. First of all, welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, India's premier online platform for all UG entrance exams. And I thank you all for showing your trust in us. And uh, we shall continue to give you all the services that you require, all the tutorial that you require for all your entrance exams. I am Pradip Sir, your BA mentor and guide. And as we have met in the previous class, we had a very interesting discussion on idioms and phrases. That was the theory part, and today we will be taking up a few very interesting questions on idioms and phrases. And remember, this session is going to be very interesting for all those who are planning to write the IPMAT exam, or you are planning to take the CUET exam or the NPAT exam and the other BBA entrance exams next year and the subsequent years. First of all, let me have a clarity on whether I am audible to you or not. आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Can you hear me? Yes? So how many of you are watching? Just in case you haven't joined, please join the class as soon as possible and let your friends also know that we are going to begin very soon. So as was the discussion, guys, in the previous class, we spoke at length about the nitty-gritties, the subtle nuances of idioms and phrases and how they are useful and how you can use idioms and phrases to answer very important questions which are going to feature in these exams. So that was the theory part, and in today's class we will take up some questions based on idioms and phrases. Remember that in all these exams, whether you talk about the IPMAT exam or the CUET exam, the idioms and phrases part, this vertical, they are going to ask you questions in many different formats. It can be in the form of fill in the blanks, it can be in the form of match the following, or it can be in the form of contextuals. So today we are going to look at a few questions and how they are going to frame questions based on idioms and phrases. And some of the questions are going to be easy, some of the questions are going to be interesting, if not difficult and tough. All right. So without any further ado, let us see how these questions are going to be asked and what is the way to answer them. But before that, a small request. If you do like the session, if you do find value in the session, please don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon and share this video with your friends if at all you like the session. On that note, let us start the session today. Okay. So, the very first question that we are going to be talking about is based on, of all the options that you will see in the subsequent questions, you have to choose the most appropriate option, right? So you will see a question. The question will ask you a small idiom, and the idiom will be followed by 4 possible meanings of the idiom. You have to read the idiom and guess what is the possible meaning of that idiom. So on that note, let us begin our journey. Okay, this is the very first idiom in front of you. You can pronounce it as fox pass or faux pas. So both pronunciations are possible. So this is an idiom, faux pas. You have to guess the meaning. What does faux pas or fox pass means? A, expected to happening or expected to happen. Something which is false. A social blunder or a fake identity. So we will going to look at the question, spend around 15 odd seconds on the question and try to answer it. All right. So what is the meaning of faux pas? Expected to happen, false, a social blunder, or a fake identity. So I will be talking to you 15 seconds from now. All right, I hope you people have guessed your answer. So what is your answer? Expected to happen? False, social blunder, or fake identity? What do you think is the answer? Well, the answer is C, social blunder. So if you look at the idiom for pas, actually it means a blunder, right? A big mistake. Faux pas is a big mistake, a social blunder. Now, it's a French idiom. The word FAUX for, it means false, right? And pas or pass, it means step. When the step taken is false. So, if the step taken is false, it results in a mistake or a blunder. From there, this is the origin of faux pas. From there, you get the idiom social blunder. So, for the very first question, faux pas, the option is C, social blunder. So, this was an interesting information. Don't you think so? All right. So, that was the first question. Let us now look at the second important question. Okay, it's ab initio. The idiom is ab initio. What is the meaning of ab initio? A says in continuation with, B says from the beginning, C says in defense of a comment, and D says in connection with the future. 15 seconds to think, and then we will discuss the solution. All right. So have you guessed the right solution to this problem? What is the answer? Ab initio. Let us see what the answer is. The answer is B, from the beginning. Now, if you just look at the idiom very closely, right? This particular expression, initio. Now, the origin of this idiom is Latin. All right. It originates back in 17th century, right? It originated back in 17th century. And the meaning of this idiom is, if you break it down into simpler form, ab means from, initio, initial, it comes from initial, means the beginning or start. So from the start, the idiom means from the start. It's a Latin idiom, from the start. And that brings us to this meaning, from the beginning. For example, can you tell me the story ab initio? Can you tell me the story ab initio? Now look how this idiom has been used in this sentence, right? I want to know everything ab initio. I want to know everything from the beginning. So ab initio means from the beginning. है ना interesting? So हर idiom का पहले आप अगर हो सके तो find out the source of the idiom, find out originate कहाँ से हुआ. So once you know the origin of the idiom, once you know the start of the idiom, आपको use करने में बड़ी आसानी हो जाएगी. You will be able to put them into use with much ease, right? Because there are so many idioms. Can you learn them all? No. But how do you practice them? When you read a lot, right? When you read a lot. Now, whenever you're reading an article would be a mixture. It is going to be a smorgasbord of words. एक word मैंने इस्तेमाल किया आपके सामने भी, smorgasbord. A smorgasbord of words. What does it mean? Smorgasbord. SMORGASBORD. Right? This word is very interesting. It comes from food. जब कोई पार्टी देता है आपको, it means a variety of hot and cold dishes to choose from. Okay, so जब हॉट डिश है कोल्ड डिश है एक साथ मिला करके आपके सामने सर्व कर दिया तो वैरायटी बन गई सो वैरायटी लेटर ऑन इट केम टू बी नोन एज वैरायटी जहां पे वैरायटी वर्ड आ गया वहां पे आप स्मॉर्गसबोर्ड का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं सो अ स्मॉल एक्सप्रेशन अगेन so when you read you come across so many idioms you come across so many words so that is the way to master all the idioms you cannot learn every idiom by heart because they come from different sources किसी किसी का source Greek है किसी किसी का source Latin है Anglo-Saxon है so how many will you remember but the most interesting way to remember these idioms, to use these idioms, is to increase your reading. And believe you me, this is going to do wonders with your learning process, and you will definitely have a great repository of idioms in the times to come. So, start reading. All right. So, ab initio done. Let us look at one more. Okay. This is an easy idiom to bury the hatchet. Can you come up with an explanation? What is the answer to this idiom? What is the answer? What is the meaning of to bury the hatchet? 15 seconds and then we will start the explanation. All right. To bury the hatchet means A says to end a feud. What is feud? Feud means a fight. To fight, to end a feud with an enemy, right? अपने दुश्मन के साथ आपने fighting बंद कर दी. To cremate carcass of an animal. Cremate, to burn. Dead bodies को जलाते भी हैं, so you cremate. What is carcass? Carcass means dead body, right? किसी भी animal की dead body को हमने जला दिया. इसका मतलब हो सकता है क्या? To bury the hatchet, right? C says to plant grass in the field. Field में grass लगाना. Is that what it means to bury the hatchet? To hide some treasure. It should be to hide some treasure. किसी treasure को छुपा देना. But what is bury? In Hindi it is dafnana. To put something under the soil. So when somebody dies, you bury him or her. Okay? So that is bury. But what is hatchet? Let us see what a hatchet is. Look at this image, right? An axe kind of a thing. Now, this will tell you that you are actually looking at a weapon, which is a hatchet, a small axe. It is a hatchet. Now, in the earlier times, we used to use hatchet to fight or to kill people, right? So when you bury a hatchet, it means you are burying a weapon. किसी weapon को आपने दफना दिया. इसका मतलब क्या है? You are calling a truce, right? आप cease fire कर रहे हैं, right? You are asking for peace. So आपने जब किसी hatchet को bury कर दिया, इसका मतलब क्या है? To end a battle, a feud with an enemy, right? So you stop fighting. This is what it means to bury the hatchet. है ना interesting idiom, right? To bury the hatchet. Oh, I was fighting with Ramesh, but now I have buried the hatchet with him. So I have stopped fighting with him, right? So the answer is A. To end a feud, feud का मतलब fight with an enemy. When you end a feud with an enemy, it means to bury the hatchet. So this was question number 3 for us. Let's look at one more. Amicus curiae. Amicus curiae, what does it mean? One of the judges of the court, a friend of the court, one among the parties to the dispute, one among the expert witness in a case. What do you think is the meaning of amicus curiae? Okay, 15 seconds and then we will start the discussion. All right. So amicus curiae, what does it mean? Is it A, one of the judges of the court? Is it B, friend of the court? Is it C, one among the parties to the dispute? Or is it D, one among the expert witnesses in a case? So what do you think is the meaning? आप क्या समझते हैं? Let us see. Okay. Now this is a technical term used in the court of law. So all those who are going to write the CLAT examination next year, उनके लिए भी ये session बड़ा important है, right? This is a legal term, right? Amicus curiae. Now this is Latin. Okay, this is Latin. Now amicus comes from बहुत सारे explanations हैं इसके. It comes from amicable. Okay, amicable means friendly. Okay, or pleasant. Curiae comes from court, right? So somebody who is friendly to the court, somebody who helps with the court proceeding, जो court proceeding में help करे, right? So amicus curiae का मतलब हो गया a friend of the court, and this is what it means. All right. The origin is from Latin. So amicable, friendly, court, friendly to the court, or a friend of the court, that is amicus curiae. This was an interesting idiom. All right. This was question number 4 for us. Let us look at the next question. To make clean breast of, right? It also means chest, right? To make clean breast of. A says to tell the truth about something. B says to gain prominence. Prominence means to become important, right? To destroy before it blooms. किसी चीज के bloom करने से पहले, success होने से पहले उसको destroy कर दिया, right? To praise oneself, अपने आप को praise करना. So what does it mean? To make clean breast of, to tell the truth about something, to gain prominence, to destroy before it blooms, or to praise oneself. 15 seconds and then we'll start the discussion. All right. So what is the answer to this question? Is it A, to tell the truth about something, B, to gain prominence, C, to destroy before it blooms, or D, to praise someone? What do you think is the meaning? Okay. Now, if you look at this particular image, what do you see? You find two individuals, two persons talking to each other. Okay. So what does it mean exactly? To make clean breast of. आपके अंदर जो है, कहते नहीं हिंदी में, दिल में जो बात छुपी हुई उसको आप बोल दीजिए, right? So whatever is hidden or kept in the chest, well, you can't keep things in the chest, you always keep it in the mind. But just going by the idiom, right? कितना बुरा लगता है ना when you have a chest congestion, बलगम जम गया है, you have cough and cold. So when you cough and when all the mucus comes out, you clean your chest and you feel so light. So to make clean breast of actually means whatever you have inside, you take it out, you reveal it, you bring it out to tell the truth about something or somebody. To make clean breast of, to tell the truth, to reveal the truth. I want you to make clean breast of the situation. Means whatever you know, please tell me. जो भी तुम्हें पता है मुझे बताओ, right? To make clean breast of. So what does it mean? To tell the truth about something. So this was an easy idiom, don't you think? So the answer is A. All right? Let's look at the next idiom very quickly. All right. So sorry, I think you saw the answer. He burnt his fingers by interfering in his neighbor's affair. He burnt his fingers by interfering in his neighbor's affairs. A was got himself into trouble, burnt himself, got himself insulted, got rebuked. Rebuke का मतलब क्या होता है? Rebuke means to get scolded or criticized. Right? He burnt his fingers. Since I ran the slide early, you might have seen the answer. So we are not going to waste time on this question. Let us head straight to the answer slide. If you can look at the image, definitely से trouble तो होता है, right? You definitely face immense problem when you burn your finger, okay? It also means to have a very bad experience about something, right? I have burnt my fingers in the past. It means I got myself into trouble, and that is why I have a bad experience about something. I got myself into trouble. So he burnt his fingers. How did he burn his fingers? क्या किया था इसने? By interfering in his neighbor's affair. अपने neighbor के affairs में इसने interfere किया था. इसीलिए कहते हैं किसी के affair में interfere मत कीजिए. Please oil your own machine. Isn't it? अपने काम से मतलब रखिए. If you interfere in somebody else's affair, you are most certain to burn your fingers. It means to get into trouble. परेशानी में आ जाना. That is what this idiom means, to burn somebody's fingers, to burn one's fingers. To have a bad experience, ये भी हो सकता है. Bad experience, right? Or to get into trouble. All right? This was question number 6 for us, guys. Let us look at the next question. Mrs. Hashmi has been in the blues for the last several weeks. A. Abroad. Was she abroad? Unwell. Was she unwell? Depressed. Was she depressed? Penniless. Was she penniless? Penniless means without money. Okay. Depressed means in a bad mood, in a depressed mood. Okay. Unwell means not being well. Abroad means to be in a foreign country. अपने देश से बाहर होना. So what was Mrs. Hashmi when you say that she was in the blues for the last several weeks? You find out your answer and we will talk in 15 seconds from now. Oh, Pratyush says it's C, depressed. Thank you, Pratyush, for your answer. All right. So let's see what the answer is. And Pratyush was absolutely right. It means depressed. Look at this man. Does he look happy? He does not look happy. Now, the word blue can have several connotations. Yes, Pratyush, absolutely right. It is C. And thank you for your answer. Well done. अब ये जो कलर है बहुत सारे idioms कलर्स से बनते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ब्लू की बात करें, राइट? ब्लू ब्लड, राइट? इसके बहुत सारे मीनिंग्स हो सकते हैं. देयर कैन बी मेनी मीनिंग्स टू ब्लू, राइट? एंड व्हेन यू यूज ब्लू एज एन idiom, blue blood means what? It means royalty. Okay, it means royalty, right? Or if you say, oh, I was in the blue, right? It means you were in trouble, you were depressed, right? So blue के बहुत सारे मतलब हो सकते हैं. Similarly, अगर मैं कहूँ red, right? He was red-faced. इसका मतलब क्या? He was red-faced. It means he was embarrassed, isn't it? But the moment I say, oh my God, he see red in business. To see red, what does it mean? To see red means, you know, financial troubles, right? So make sure that you find out some idioms with colors. They're very interesting, right? Red and blue and maroon and yellow and green. For example, to have Green fingers. If you say green fingers, what does it mean? Right? Green fingers means love for gardening. Okay? When you love plants, my mother has green fingers. But the moment you say green-eyed, what does green-eyed mean? Green-eyed means a jealous person. Okay? Something that is related to jealousy, something that is related to envy is green-eyed. So there are many idioms, many interesting idioms which are, which come from colors. All right? Can we look at the next question quickly? All right. For the first week, the apprentice felt like a fish out of water. What does it mean? For the first week, the apprentice felt like a fish out of water. Does it mean frustrated? Does it mean homeless? Does it mean disappointed? Does it mean uncomfortable? 15 seconds to answer this question. Pratyush has again keyed in option D. He says it means uncomfortable. Let us see, Pratyush, if you are right or not this time. And guess what? You are absolutely right. You are hitting the bullseye every time. Congratulations. Now, if you look at the image, right, we see a small fish being out of water. ये वही बात हो गई, हम घर में तो बहुत कंफर्टेबल हैं, लेकिन घर से जब निकलते हैं we are not so comfortable. Why? Because we are used to our home, but we are not used to the environment outside. So fish out of water का मतलब ही है to feel uncomfortable. ओके बहुत ज्यादा डिस्कम्फर्ट में होना क्योंकि आप अपने हैबिटेट में नहीं है यू आर आउट ऑफ योर हैबिटेट लाइक द फिश इज आउट ऑफ इट्स हैबिटेट you cannot use frustrated for fish out of water, not homeless, not disappointed, but uncomfortable. And look at the sentence also. It says for the first week, right? So whenever you begin something new, you feel uncomfortable, but very slowly and gradually you warm up to it. You become used to it, and then you stop feeling uncomfortable, isn't it? You get into the habit of doing that work. So Pratyush, very correct, right answer. Congratulations. अच्छा आंसर दिया आपने एक और देखते हैं His friends failed to see why he should ride the high horse just because he had won an election. Always remember, guys, questions are the answers. If you read the question properly, that will take you to the right answer option. His friends failed to see why he should ride the high horse just because he had won an election. A. Become abnormal. B. Appear arrogant. C. Indulge in dreams. Or D. Hate others. What do you think is the answer? 15 seconds. All right, time's up. To ride the high horse. Before I take you to the answer slide, Pratyush has answered C, indulge in dreams. Let us see Pratyush. Now there is a man, his friends failed to see. To see means to understand. इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में इसका मतलब है टू अंडरस्टैंड उसके दोस्त नहीं समझ पाए कि वो why should he ride the high horse just because he had won an election इसका मतलब he won an election now he has become a leader once he becomes a leader why should he ride the high horse now how do political leaders behave when they win an election Do they behave abnormally? Abnormal का मतलब crazy, mad. Appear arrogant, very proud, right? Indulge in dreams, सपनों की दुनिया में खो जाते हैं, या फिर दूसरों को hate करने लगते हैं. Do they hate others? Ride the high horse. Okay, look at the image, right? ये medieval time से आया. The answer is appear arrogant. Now it comes from the medieval times. In those days, the landlords and the soldiers, they used to ride, big horses, right? And why did they ride the big horses? Because to assert themselves, okay? To show that they were superior to others. So when you try to show that you are superior to others, you kind of become arrogant, very proud, full of vanity, you become vain. So when you appear arrogant, तब कहा जाता है that you are riding the high horse. So the answer over here should be B. All right, Pratyush, I hope you have understood this one. Okay, the next one. I have hit upon a good plan to get rid of him. I have hit upon a good plan to get rid of him. A says it means found. B means chanced upon. Chanced upon का मतलब to find anything accidentally. Okay, or by chance. All right. Decided to beat him. Did I decide to beat him? Did he decide to beat somebody? Or borrowed, to borrow something. I have hit upon a good plan to get rid of him. A very common idiom which is used in everyday conversation and writing. What does it mean? 15 seconds to answer this question as well. All right. Hit upon means to find. Okay? To find. In this case, it means to find by chance. Okay? I found a good plan. I came across a good plan to get rid of him. Look at this guy. He's praising himself because he's found an idea. So in this case, he has hit upon a good plan to get rid of him. Right? So इसका मतलब हो जाएगा to find, hit upon. Suddenly to come across an idea. Suddenly आपके दिमाग में आ गया. सोच रहे थे और अचानक आपके दिमाग में आइडिया आ गया. That is to hit upon a good plan. All right. So please keep working with idioms, read books, and it is important to increase your reading. जब reading increase करेंगे तो धीरे-धीरे क्या होगा, आपका collection idioms का बनता चला जाएगा. And once you understand how the idioms are put into use, you will never forget them. For many such videos, please stay tuned to BYJU'S Exam Prep. If you have liked the session, please comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. And don't you forget to press the bell icon. So on this note, let me say thank you to all of you. And this is Pradip Sir signing off from BYJU'S Exam Prep, promising to see you in the next session. Until then, take very good care of yourself and goodbye. Thank you.